Hello, everybody. I am unfortunately not able to come into school today. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. I started with something last week, and in an abundance of caution, they're just asking me to stay home. And so I'm doing that. But I'm really, really, really bummed that I don't get to come in and launch Othello with you because I really, really, even though I don't feel awesome, I'm excited to do this with you. So what I thought I would do is just go over the vocabulary to make sure that when you study the words, because we are going to have a quiz the next time I see you next week, that you have the right definitions. And then I did want to go over the questions as well to make sure that everyone is on the right track. I know this morning I'm asking you to do a muddiest point. You should have just listened to an audio version of the scenes that you read for today. And although it's not the awesome version that I would have played for you because I own a copy of the audio that we've posted isn't bad. So I hope that hearing the voices is going to set further in your mind what's going on in the play and really allow you to start seeing Iago for the villain that he is and Othello for the ultra cool dude that he is as this play opens. So if you'll bear with me, I'll just run through the vocabulary and you can just cross-check your vocabulary to make sure you have the same definitions and if you don't make any changes. All right, so the Act 1 vocabulary features 22 words. The first is abhor. When you abhor something, you really, really hate it. Maybe you abhor broccoli, or maybe you abhor violence or war, those kinds of things. But it means to find something really repugnant, to really find something to just really, really, really hate it. You find it repugnant, abhor. The second word you defined was bombast, and a bombast is a pompous, usually spontaneous speech or piece of writing. A bombast is, someone who likes to hear their own voice usually, and can be kind of pretentious, like know-it-all, okay? A more, you must use the capital M when you use the word as we want it. Some of you are going to have the definition, something about land, barren land, things like that. But we actually want a very specific definition here. And the more with the capital M is a Muslim from Northern Africa. And of course, Othello is a Moor. So he is in Venice. He's a general in the army for Venice, a hired gun, so to speak. He's very proficient at military leadership, but he is from Northern Africa, and he is a Muslim. So he is an outsider, and that is going to be a really important piece. In addition to being of African descent, he's Black. He is an outsider. He's not from there either. Okay, so more capital M, a Muslim from North Africa. Obsequious, to be obsequious is to be a suck-up. Dwight in The Office is obsequious to Michael, and it's attempting to win favor by flattery. That's the definition I have. Attempting to win favor by flattery. A visage is your face, the person's face. Desdemona will say she read Othello's character through his visage, and it's his face, okay? Homage, to pay homage. I always put my hand on my chest when I pay homage. It's respectful deference. It's showing like you might pay homage to someone or something that's had a significant positive impact on you. You pay homage. Okay. To rouse is to wake to consciousness. So the folks in Act 1, Roderigo and Iago specifically, rouse Brabantio in the middle of the night from his bed. Vexation is to an annoyance. A vexation is something that bothers you. Okay, it's a noun. Timorous. If you feel timorous, that's like timid, another word that's close to it. Timorous, it means like you're mild or meek by nature. Okay, you're not boisterous. You are timid. Okay. Lascivious. When you're lascivious, Othello is accused of being lascivious Moor, and lascivious means driven by lust. So a very sexual person, lascivious, driven by lust. Delude, D-E-L-U-D-E, delude is to be false or dishonest with someone. So kind of like deceive, delude, deceive. Delusion. These are all words that are connected, but delude means to be dishonest with or to be false. Promulgate is to state or announce. So we could promulgate, the formal plans for after vacation with the schedule and exams, and you announce it, you formally proclaim it. It would be good if we could promulgate that, by the way. Manifest, to provide evidence for. So manifest evidence, to show evidence for something. Palpable, you can feel it. It's capable of being perceived. So it doesn't have to be tangible, like this phone is palpable, I have it in my hand, but also like tension in the room can be palpable, like you can really feel it sometimes. Or if something is awry, sometimes you can feel it, it's palpable. Okay. Facile is performing without effort. In Spanish, es muy fácil is easy, right? Without effort. Facile is the English word. Performing without effort is what it means. To be insolent is to be disrespectful, casually about it too, like just disrespectful, insolent. To be boisterous is to be loud, boisterous, to be full of vim and vigor, okay? Boisterous, full of spirits. You might be boisterous at a game, or you might be boisterous at a concert. Alacrity is liveliness or eagerness. So if you do something with alacrity, like you really enjoy it and you're engaged by it. If something is defunct, it's inactive or no longer in service. So it's defunct. Okay, it's not working anymore. Taint. To taint is to cast doubt on something. You could taint someone's view of someone else through a rumor, right? It's to cast doubt upon, to taint what was otherwise pure. A scion is a descendant or heir that you might have. And to usurp is to seize or take control or authority without being permitted to do so. So if you usurp someone's authority, you take it, you seize it. You don't ask for it. You seize it. You didn't get elected for it. You took it. Okay? Usurp. Those are the words that you were asked to do for Act 1. And I hope if you have any clarifications, you can just rewind me, zip, 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 and find the word again and make sure that you have the correct words to study. So the next time I see you, the vocabulary, you'll have a quiz that'll be similar to the last time that we had a quiz, in that you will take a Socrative and you'll match that up. Okay? All right. You'll just let me know if you need anything as far as the vocab goes. Be sure that's submitted. So that leaves us with the 7 questions that you were asked to do for today. And I hope that you are able to get that movie in your mind going about this play, because when it opens, Iago, our villain, has his little minion with him, Rodrigo, and they are up to no good. They are stirring up the pot, right? They know something about Othello and Desdemona that they know if Brabantio finds out, he's going to be wicked mad. And they're going to use that to their advantage, especially Iago. Iago loves to create trouble. He's like having fun doing this. And I hope you noticed that he's kind of enjoying himself. So his number one complaint, he opens by complaining, oh my God, Othello is such an ass. He promoted Cassio to lieutenant and not moi. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right? That is kind of Iago's position here. He's like, I'm more experienced. Cassio is book smart, but I'm street smart. Like, what the heck is Othello thinking, promoting him over me? And so as this play opens, Iago reveals that he wants revenge for being overlooked for the promotion. It's a very age-old situation, right? You think you should get the promotion, someone else gets the promotion, you're kind of ticked off by it. and maybe have a chip on your shoulder. So Iago doesn't just feel that, like he is now going to go into action because of that, right? So his main complaint, number one, ask what's his main complaint? It's simply that Othello passed him over for promotion. And he's mad that Othello did that. Othello is the general. He is the head honcho. He is the one making all the major decisions. And so the fact that he overlooked Iago has really, really bothered Iago. And so what does Iago do? He comes up with this plan. He's going to use Roderigo, and poor little Roderigo is like a puppy. He's so easy to manipulate. Roderigo is talking to Iago, and Iago has told him how he's mad about Othello passing him over the promotion. Roderigo says, then don't follow him. And Iago says, I follow him to serve my term upon him. And many of you on the prediction sheet, if you were going to miss something, you might have missed that. And what he's basically saying is, yeah, I'll follow him. I'll pretend to be loyal. I'll pretend that I'm his best buddy. I'm going to fake it till I make it. And by make it, I mean until I have my opportunity. And when I have my opportunity, right, I shall serve my term upon him, meaning I will get my revenge. I will be revenged for this error that Othello has made. And that is so wrong. And so he's just really sitting there saying, like, yeah, I'm going to be a deceptive jerk. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. They wake Brabantio up in the middle of the night. They wake him up because they want to say, hey, by the way, Othello and your daughter are secretly getting married this evening. Did you know that, friend? And of course, as Roderigo first is yelling up to the house, he's kind of like lame about it. He's like, woohoo, woohoo. And Iago is the one who steps in and says, like, look out, you've been robbed. You know, is your daughter at home? Check. I bet you don't realize, but she's not there. And then Iago uses some of the most disgusting imagery and language to suggest, you know, the sexual connection between Desdemona and Othello. And of course, he's doing it to get a rise out of Brabantio. So he says that right now there's an old black ram tupping your white ewe. So in this case, he's basically saying Othello, the black ram, is having sex, tupping your white daughter. A ewe is a female sheep. And so the imagery is gross and vulgar. And that is so Iago, because that is going to get a rise out of Brabantio. Are you kidding me? No dad wants to hear that, right? Okay. So Brabantio is getting awoken. Iago and Roderigo say, basically, check your daughter's room. She's gone. And just as Brabantio is now realizing they're not lying, she's not in her room, Iago takes this moment to say, peace out. When Brabantio actually comes to actually see us, I don't want to be seen because I need to make it still look like I'm on Othello's side. So Roderigo, you're in charge. When he comes down, just tell him the rest of the story. I am going to rush over to Othello, get by his side, and pretend like I am having no clue about what's going on. And so he admits it right there. So this idea of deception and false face right away starts to establish itself. Brabantio is beside himself. And he really reveals the racist attitudes of the time as he's expressing how disappointed he is that his daughter would go against his wishes, go against her upbringing, go against his plans for her, and marry the Black Othello. And so he starts to really get mad at her. And then he starts to say, like, oh, she must have been drugged or tricked by that quote unquote black magic, that voodoo that the Africans have. And he starts to say all these really repulsive things, I think repulsive, especially to us. And then maybe not as much to Shakespeare's audience, if you can imagine. Many of you are writing about this in pre-reading questions. The racist attitudes of the time probably would have been like, wow, what would I do if my daughter ran off in the middle of the night and married someone that I don't see as appropriate, or that I worry is going to make her life so much harder? Because interracial marriage, children born of an interracial marriage, these are things that were not spoken of, practiced, talked about. And so Brabantio is upset. And he says, we got to take this to the Duke. We got to take this to the Duke. I got to find Othello. We got to find him. He calls his people. Remember, he's the senator. He's not the Duke. The Duke is the number one as far as leadership in Venice. But he is a senator. And so he has a lot of clout. And so he has people that will come and help him. And so he's going to get his little posse together, and they're going to go and they're going to and figure out what, they can do about it. And so the last question sort of sets it up for scene 3 is the Duke also wants to speak to Othello. And Othello, being the general that he is very respected. And the Duke has a problem with Cyprus, and he needs Othello to go and wage war. And so now we have all of these groups looking for our man Othello. We have the Duke sending out messengers looking for Othello because they need him for an urgent matter of state. A war is about to break out and they need to have a plan. And then you have Brabantio in search of Othello because he is so angry and he is so upset that what is going on kind of feeling. And so these worlds are going to collide, and Othello is Mr. Calm and cool under pressure. He's like, all right, I'll go with you, old man. But you going to explain it to the Duke why you stopped me from going to him? Because he's kind of got more power than you. And so Othello will play that very, very wisely and very coolly and go forward. In scene 3, you're going to get quite a bit of information about how Desdemona and Othello actually got together. And they are married, and we're going to find out what the Duke and anyone else is going to do about it in scene 3. So it's going to be really good. But for now, as long as you're following and making that movie in your mind, again, the audio, this discussion hopefully helps clarify some things. And we'll just keep building on that. But it's so important. It's so early on. I know some of you have Shakespeare PTSD. To take the time and invest in making sure you understand the characters. And then from there, we can build anything. So we know Iago is hellbent on revenge. We know he's nasty. We know he's really deceptive. We know he's vulgar. And he's going to be awesome to watch. We know that Desdemona has shown uncharacteristic individuality for her the time and going against her dad to marry Othello. So I'm really interested to find out more about her. Roderigo, dude, there's a little backstory where he has been interested in Desdemona, and he's kind of ticked off that Othello got the girl that he would have wanted. And so we see that through the opening scenes, how Roderigo has been told basically, yeah, not for you, man. Mm-mm. And now Brabantio, given the situation he's in, he's like, yeah, I kind of wish I had said yes to you, Roderigo. At least you're white. And seriously, that is kind of the deal. So let me know if there are questions. You've got one activity you're going to do with partners, hopefully, to wrap up today. And it has to do with looking at Desdemona. So, again, I wish I could be there with you today. I'm not feeling awesome, but I'm not also 1 foot in the grave. So if you want to reach out and ask any questions via email or whatever, I'll try to be on during class time. Okay. If not, stay healthy, stay happy. I hope that Spirit Week is fun today. And I will see you really soon. Bye.